you say that you're ready, but you won't like it. Silence all the crows, lining up in little rows. A sudden chill surrounds me. Silence all the crows, see come out and say you're old. A sudden chill.
Right, and welcome to the latest episode of Music of Crows. I'm Dr. Steve, and that is
Caw.
Crow Jr., in case you hadn't guessed. And today we'll be taking a bit of a dive into 1999 album Enema of the State by Blink 182.
Yes.
And Crow Jr., in theory, should like this because, of course, they came into the punk or pop punk scene, on the back of Green Day. So, in theory, he should like this. But let's find out, shall we?
But before we mention, I just have to say, Blink 182 have said that one of their biggest inspirations was Green Day, like before they got started as band. But I don't think they are quite. I don't think if you compare Enema of the State to American Idiot, I
Mm.
don't think they're very much alike.
No, I agree with you. Well, I mean, even if you compare Enema of the State to Dookie, I don't think they're anything alike.
Um,
I always get the impression the Green Day songs mean something.
yeah. Also, um, Green Day have a lot more of a raw punk style compared to
Yes.
more
I
pop.
mean, I'd written down here as well that, Green Day just seem a bit more authentic.
Yeah, the only album that I could see Enema of the State being like compared to Green Day is Insomniac at some points.
Yeah, I guess. But that's
But
a stretch.
yeah, that's what I said at some points, you know,
Yeah. But
with
anyway,
songs like Jaded.
before we dive into it too much, we will do all of this at the end. So let's jump into the album where we start with Dump Weed. So what were your thoughts on Dump Weed as a song?
Um, I thought if I was born in 1999, if I was alive, I cracked open Enema of the State. I got it new on vinyl or a CD, tape, Walkman, whatever. If I cracked into it and I heard Dumpweed, I would think this album's going to be okay, but I'm not going to listen to it.
I mean, straight out of the gate, you think it's very high energy. But
Yeah, I've put
for me, in that first song, the vocals were a little bit lost in the mix. Really,
yeah,
it's just a bit buried,
yeah,
And I thought,
yeah,
well, it's pleasant enough, it's a type of music that I do quite like, but I wasn't blown away or anything. I just thought, oh, that's all right, that, you know.
yeah. Like it's something you would hear on the radio and go, yeah, this is not bad.
Yeah, exactly. So we move on to "Don't Leave Me."
Um, I like when he uses his normal voice rather than
Absolutely.
the stereotypical like gibberish
Yes.
punk
I'll
voice.
come on to that a little bit in a bit because I do have several notes about the voice, really.
Yeah,
Um, for me, in terms of the topic of the song, it just sounded pretty miserable.
yeah,
Vocals were a little bit clearer here, but I think the fact that I could hardly tell that it had changed from the first song to the second song tells me
yeah.
everything I need to know, really. It's
That
just
happened a
like,
few times
yeah, and it's
for
just
me
like,
in this
oh,
album.
right. Because the one thing I always say about Blink 182, and we'll probably talk about it more later, is that a lot of the songs tend to sound very much the same.
Yeah.
So, have you got anything else to add for that one?
No, I've just put. I like the drastic change in his voice, but other than that, it's just a
Yeah,
stereotypical pop punk song.
yeah. And then for me, we go on to what for me is one of the strongest songs of the album, Aliens Exist. What did you have? Have you got anything to say about this one, or shall I launch into what I've got to
Uh,
say?
I like the muted strums on the verses. I like the way that they incorporate that into the melody and
Yeah,
make it flow a lot better.
yes.
Because usually you just go for it, but I
Mm.
like how they've muted the strums and they've made it more structured and flows more like a song.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in my notes here, I've said that I quite like the guitar work in this one. And I also like, even though it's only a short burst, there's a drum intro to this one that I quite like, and it kind of makes it seem a bit different from the start of the song.
Yeah, but well, I mean, when you've got a drummer, one of the best drummers of all time, Travis Barker,
Yeah,
um, really that what you expect is top tier drumming because
yeah.
not many bands have a drummer like Travis
No,
Barker.
no, of
Uh,
course.
he's soon, I think he's going to be in within the top 20 drummers of
Yeah.
all time because he's just really good.
Oh, I mean, he is really that good. I mean, there will be somewhere later that there is something I've got to say about the drumming in one song. But yeah, I mean, all three of them are obviously talented. But the thing I said here, even though it's one of my favorites on the album, I said Billy Joe uses his voice better, even though they sometimes have a similar, slightly higher pitched tone.
Did you say Billy Joe?
Yeah, comparing the singing to Green Day, I mean.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just thought
I
Billy Joe uses his voice better, and they structure the songs to suit his voice better, I think.
Yeah, but Billy Joe will always be better than anyone
Oh,
ever. So
well, yeah, I know you would say that anyway, but in the sense of that whole punk genre that Green Day kicked off,
yeah,
there's a reason that Green Day have stayed at the front of it for all this time. And that's because they keep evolving, they keep developing, and they always do songs built around his vocal range. Whereas with
yeah,
Blink 182, too often for me, it's very nasally and quite high pitched, and it just bores me, and I find it quite off-putting when it goes too high and nasally.
yeah. Um, actually, no, I'll talk about that later. It's the double time that they get really wrong in one song, and
Mm.
he can't keep up with it because Travis Barker is just that good.
Then we've got Going Away to College. All I've written down is very samey and formulaic, nothing special.
All I've got is the song title. Under that, I've got absolutely diddly squat.
That
It's
tells you
just the
everything
song
you
title.
that tells you everything you need to know, really. But then, but
Yeah,
then we, but then we do go into something a little bit more special, don't we?
yeah,
With What's My Age Again, which, for obvious reasons that we will discuss, this was released as a single,
yeah.
and was a huge hit for them, obviously. But what have you got to say about the song itself?
I do really love this song. This is on my playlist. I happily listen to this every day. Um,
Mm,
well, not every day, but it's been recently. Um, when I've started getting into this song, I really like the flow because it just flows so nice from verse to chorus. It
mm,
glides into it. It almost slowly builds up. It doesn't build up, but it slowly fades back into it.
mm-hmm,
But I love the intro as well. Um, it's an all round good song.
mm,
I wouldn't say it's like a world beater, but I would say it is really good and it's a really big song.
yeah,
And it is now. I'll say it is up there with the big songs like All the Small Things and Adam's song.
yeah. I mean, I've said here, as you touched on there, the slow build sets it apart from all the songs that have been on the album so far. Definitely catchy. and I say
Yeah,
voice more mid-tone, and I find that
yeah,
works better. You know,
yeah.
it's to me because that high-pitched stuff, I struggle to listen to a
Right.
lot of it. Whereas this mid-tone, it kind of suits the style, suits the song, and you can see why they released it as a single, really, because it's easily the best one on the album so far
Yeah, and
by a mile.
yeah, and I think going back to my first point of the whole album, if I heard this on the radio, I'd want to listen to the whole album. I wouldn't
Mm,
just turn it
yeah,
off.
yeah, because you think, oh, they've got something that seems a bit different, and then
Yeah, and
you listen to some of the other songs, and you think, oh, Christ, this is
yeah,
all a bit
and
samey, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Oh, I do really like What's My Age
I
Again,
do,
and there's
I
a
do.
reason why I've been getting into it.
Yeah, and then we move on to Dysentery Gary,
Um,
which
I'm not sure if you can see my notes there, but I think. Oh wait,
no, I can't, but ah, yeah, fair enough. I can understand that.
I think. Did you read it? It says boring as shit. If you
Yes,
couldn't,
yeah, I did see.
it's the same as every other song on the album, and I think if this album could have been so huge because they've got a few good
Yeah.
songs on here, but it's with the rest of the songs which they've managed
Oh, I
to
know.
just throw them down the drain.
Pretty much, yeah, because I've written here weird song name, high pitched again, off putting for me, feels like filler.
Yeah,
And that's it really.
this isn't me being a super big Green Day fan, but
No, no. But
what Green Day do,
I'm saying the same things that you are, and I am a Green Day fan, but I'm not like you are. I'm not like, super obsessed or anything. But I feel, everything I've thought is what you've thought, and
yeah. But my point is, with this album, it's also very pop punk compared to Kaplunk, which is up there.
oh,
And
definitely, yeah,
because Kaplunk is very raw punk, they've moved on to pop punk.
yes,
Um, and they've done it where every song doesn't feel the same.
no, that's right. That's the point, and that's how every artist should create an album. Every song should
Yeah,
have its own story to tell, really.
yeah. Like even like songs like Longview, even though it is about popping one out, it still is like about something. It's
Of
still
course
good
it is,
songwriting.
and it doesn't sound like any other song on the album, does it?
No,
It's its
because
own
the
thing, isn't it?
yeah, actually, that is me being a bit of a Green Day fan. Actually,
Yeah, it was a bit, to be fair. But then we move on to something a bit special, but especially if you know the backstory to this one. This is
yeah.
Adam's song, and why don't you give us the backstory to what's important about it?
Um, correct me if I'm wrong on any points of this, because there was a 16-year-old called Adam who was in high school, and he unfortunately committed suicide.
Hmm.
And I think that is the main reason why I like this song. Not of it, not the suicide,
I
but
know what you
I think
mean.
it's a very heartfelt song, and it does just come from the heart, really. And they've done it good musically, so
Yeah,
I don't see any way that this song could be bad because it's from the heart and good
yeah.
musically.
I mean, what sets it apart for me is it has meaning,
Yeah,
which is completely different to just about everything else on the album. It means something, and you can
yeah,
tell that they put that effort into making it something special, as you should do
yeah.
for every song that you create. But for
Like
them,
even when this whole album's about it.
yeah, but for them, this was such a triumph because they
Yeah,
funneled their musical talents into one thing, and because of what it was about, they kind of scaled it back and reined it back a bit. And the song's
yeah,
better because of that, I think.
yeah. And I think it's such an important meaning that there's no way that it could have been a bad song. Because
Mm.
if you're gonna do a song with a topic like suicide, you can't do it bad.
You can't
It
half-arse it, can you? Really, that's the
No,
thing.
it needs to be good quality.
You can't
And
just phone it in and make it a filler song, can you? Really?
yeah, and it's an incredible song.
I think it is. I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
And it also gives you an insight to what Blink 182 could have been
yeah,
if they'd been going in a slightly different direction, or perhaps being a little bit more serious sometimes, I guess.
yeah. But I do have to say, this is one of the songs that got me into Blink 182. I'm not
Mm.
seriously into Blink 182,
No, no, no. I know
but
what you mean.
um, it was a bit of a letdown when I heard the rest of the album
Yeah,
because
yeah,
because Adam's song is one of the first I heard, apart from all the small things.
yeah,
It When I did listen to the whole album, I was so disappointed that it
yeah,
wasn't like Adam's song.
yeah. As you say, there's three or four absolute bangers on the album, but the rest of it is so full of repetitive stuff that all sounds the same. It just
Yeah,
puts you completely off. It really
yeah,
does.
yeah. I agree.
So then what do we move on to? It's another little song that people might have heard of.
The party song.
No, I believe
No,
it's all
no.
all all the
All the
small
small things.
things, I believe.
Sorry, I accidentally skipped
A
one.
relatively well-known song.
Yeah, it's the biggest on the album, 100%, I think.
Yeah, by a mile, I know.
Yeah, because it had commercial success as well.
Yes.
I've seen it used in
But
many
then we have
ads.
to ask, why did it have commercial success?
Uh, it had commercial success because, um, God, I couldn't answer that question because
Well,
then the question is why didn't like stuff like um other songs on the album have commercial success if it
yeah,
still sounds so samey? But I think
yeah,
it's because of the chorus. I think
yeah.
quite it's something that if you were to put it in an advert, you can't really go wrong with it because it's just na 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 na. You know
Well, this is where I'm going to invent a word now, right? What I've written down here is sing-along ability.
that should actually be a word. That is very. That's very. What would
That's
a word for sing along ability?
eh?
What would a word for sing along ability? All right.
Maybe
From now
sing-along ability.
from now on, we're using that word on
Yeah,
here.
okay. But that for
Stick
me
around.
is what makes it catchy. It's what makes people
Yeah,
join in together. It just makes it
yeah,
a banger from the word go because you've got that hook
yeah.
song, haven't you, to catch people?
Also, I thought I did put there's good harmonies in places around the song.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Uh, not because I don't really hear Blink 182 doing harmonies as much
No,
as you'd
no,
think they would, but the
yes,
harmonies on this song are quite good. There's not much of it, but when they do
no.
it, it is very, it's
And equally,
very,
and
you
equally,
know,
when you think of the song, this is a song that needs that, to be fair.
yeah,
Because
yeah, I do,
when you hear them joining in with the chorus, it makes you want to join in with the chorus. Because
yeah.
he's got sing-along ability.
Come back next week for more sing along songs with sing along ability.
Nice, like it.
Also, I don't think that's your fault. I think there's just a bit of a delay.
I know. Um, and then painfully, we move on from the relative masterpiece of all the small things to
Oh,
the party song.
oh my god! I think this song is the equivalent of being on the front lines.
Yes,
This is they've gone for like a jaded type song,
they've
but
tried.
he just
They've
can't keep.
tried. No.
Travis Barker is playing so quick, and he just can't keep up.
Well,
Because he's singing off time,
yeah.
and it just bugs me so much. So halfway through the song, I skipped it.
Well, all I wrote down was pointless, empty, really dislike this one.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, one.
most of them, the filler ones, you think, oh, they're all right, they're just there. This one, I actively didn't like.
They'll have to make a song called Zach's song.
Yes, they should do. I hope it'll
Because
have and I hope it has sing-along ability.
yeah, what they've put me through with the party song.
Oh well,
The next
yeah,
song,
absolutely. Well, they won't have time to write one for every single person who had to listen to that shit.
the song underneath should be the Zach's Memorial or something.
Yeah,
After what I've just had to
exactly.
listen to.
The party song brackets, we're sorry. So we go into Mutt.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Um, I think his voice is too buried in the mix.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, Filler.
Yeah.
The only positive I had was I did like the way that it flowed throughout the whole.
Mm. What I wrote down here was this one felt a bit more bass driven. But I think
Oh
it
yeah,
started with a bit more bass. And as a result, the song feels better because of that. Vocals feel a bit lost. The snare drum in this particularly sounds very tinny, I think, which
yeah.
is
I
a
don't
bit of
like it when people
which is a
tune
bit of
it
an
too high.
insult to Travis Barker, really, that you can't get his drum sound right, you know. And that
Yeah,
said, is it's okay, you know. I could listen to it or not listen to it, you know. It's just there, really.
yeah.
And then we move on to Wendy Clear.
I like the riff at the start. I really like the riff at the start,
Mm,
and the bridge is okay.
just again, I've just written vocals still a bit buried, and I've just written okay, very samey.
Yeah. Hi,
Oh,
Samson.
hello. And then finally, we go on to Anthem, which is anything but, in my opinion.
The double time is way too much.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
what I find with songs on this album in particular, when Travis Barker double times it, it's almost like he like quadruple times it. It's
well, yeah,
way too fast,
yeah,
way too fast.
yeah,
Apart from that, it flows quite nicely after the shit double time has ended.
yes. I mean,
Um,
what I wrote down was a bit more structured. It feels like as a song, but still very
yeah,
samey. Don't mind the
yeah,
guitar riff. It does get a little bit better when the music kind of pulls back a bit and it kind of
yeah,
empties out a little bit, you know. In terms of the sonics of the song. But even then, it just goes back to doing what they did, and then I think, oh, same old stuff again, you know.
yeah.
And it's all right, you know. Again, it's there's only one on the album that I actively don't like, and there's probably four that I like, and the rest of them are
Yeah.
just there, really.
I think Anthem is like the perfect representation of what to expect on this album.
Yeah, I would agree with that completely,
All right,
completely. I mean,
should we get into
yes.
the total thing of the album?
Yes. Do you have any favorites from the album?
My favourites are What's My Age Again,
Yeah.
Adam's Song,
Yeah.
and all the small things, which just all the popular ones, and because they are the
But
only
there's a reason why they chose those to be released because they are a bit different. They are catchy, and to me, when you look at their album work, it doesn't really reflect them as a band. It shows you what they could be, but when you listen to the rest of the stuff, you think, oh, well, why don't you do that every time? You
yeah,
know.
yeah, I did. Yeah,
But then when you
I
listen to the
think
rest, say the rest of it feels very samey, and people get on at me whenever I say, "Oh, I don't like Blink 182," because every song sounds the same. And they have some that are slightly different, and they stand out because of that. But for the most part, you couldn't tell which song it was because they all sound similar. You know?
yeah, yeah, and I think with this album, it as you say, it could have been so much, and I do get why the album was so big, and it is one of the top-selling pop punk albums of all time.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it deserves to be one of the top-selling pop punk albums
Well,
of
I
all
think
time.
I think you have to put in mind of its time, and I mean
Yeah,
it's definitely high energy, And for kids who are looking for something a bit different, it's something to lose your shit to, and just
Skater
run
Boys.
away. Yeah, exactly. But what I've written down here is very throwaway. You hear a song and you think, oh yeah, that's all right, and then it finishes, and you never think about that song again,
Yeah,
just because
yeah,
it was there and now it's not. It doesn't stay with you like good songs should.
yeah. That's why I only ever think when I think about this album, I only think about three of those songs
Yeah.
for a stretch.
I mean, for me, the other two things are, I mean, obviously it's a very iconic album cover.
Yeah, yeah,
Even
very.
people who don't necessarily know the band have probably seen the image, seen that picture. So, and when you've got good artwork, that can pull people into maybe giving an album a go, which that could have been part of the marketing and everything else. But the
Yeah,
thing that really bugged me is that it's only just over half an hour long.
yeah. Oh, that
You
that
know?
did get to me as well because it all sounds the same and it's gone straight away.
Absolutely. I mean, Metallica, Iron Maiden, they release an album, you're probably going to get about an hour.
At
Or
least, at
at
least.
worst 45 minutes.
Like
And
oh,
this
when we
one
were
is
listening,
just over half an hour. And I'm just like, oh, well, where's the rest of it?
um, I speaking of the album cover, I was like that close to getting the album just because of the album cover. And
No, definitely.
when I first listened to like the first song I ever listened to on the album, All the Small Things, obviously, I saw the album cover. I thought it was a greatest hits album because
Yeah,
my mind couldn't comprehend no writing on an album cover.
yes.
Uh, yeah,
Because, for me, when I was your age, hang on, I've just had to think about, there we go. When I was your age, I used to have a rule that I said, I want to hear at least three songs off an album before I buy the album.
yeah,
And if I like them all, then I will buy the album because I feel then I've got an idea of what the band are like, and what their current songs are like. So I think, oh, it might be worth buying this album then because this is the kind of stuff they're putting out. And back in the day, if this came out when I was your age, I'd have heard those songs and I'd have gone, "Oh yeah, this is worth having a look at," and I would have been bitterly disappointed because I'd have heard all of the best songs by a country
yeah,
mile, and then just been left with all of this high nasally, high pitched whining through these 2 minute songs that you can barely hear the vocals in half of them anyway. And I'd just been so disappointed that I'd wasted my money, to be honest.
yeah. Um, I number one, you're really old, so that wouldn't have happened because Blink 182 weren't a thing. Number two, at that point when I was that close to buying the album, I hadn't heard all the songs yet. And I was thinking about buying the album. I was very, very close because instead I got Kaplunk,
Mm.
which is so worth it. Kaplunk is.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
think I was going to like it so much. And
Yeah.
um, I would rather have half of the songs that are on Kaplunk than the whole album
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
for Enema of the State.
So, of the albums we've covered so far, where would this one fall in our ranking system?
Hmm.
It is an iconic
I
album. It is an iconic album.
That doesn't mean I like it.
No.
So I have to say, for me,
Hmm.
this is going to be third.
Oh, controversial. No, I agree with you absolutely. It's
Yeah,
it's
right. It's
behind the
about
other two by miles and miles and miles.
yeah. It's going to come up now. It's going to come up. So
Oh, he's drawing it. There we go. Well done.
so I think the fact that Green Day's Saviors is miles better than Enema of the State shows so much because this is when Blink 182 were in their prime, and
Hmm.
this is where Green Day are about 50, midway through their 50s
Well, they're they're
each.
they're 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 a mature punk band now, aren't they? So they're
Yeah,
a little bit slower than they were, and a little bit more. Let's sit down and have a nice cup of tea version of punk. But even
yeah,
yeah, but even that was, it blew Blink 182 out of the water without question
yeah,
by a mile.
yeah. I think if you're gonna do pop punk, it has to be done. It's such a like precision point genre
Yeah,
because there's so many things that can go wrong and
yeah.
only a small amount of things that can go right.
And there were so many people doing it, and the one thing that makes you stand out as a band in any genre, but especially in punk, is the vocalist. And
Yeah,
if you're gonna bury the vocals in the song, then you're losing one of the biggest things that you might have to appeal to people and make your
yeah,
band stand out.
yeah,
Because if you do that, it just makes you sound like every other pop punk band, which is what happens on this album. To be fair,
yeah,
apart from the big songs that we know about, where they do scale it back, where you can hear the vocals and where every member gets to shine a little bit, that's where great songs come from. And they did manage it a couple of times, but then you listen to the album and you think, oh my God, why don't you try harder?
yeah. If I wanted to listen to something a bit like nasally and tinny, I would pick up a Paramore album because it's still good vocals, but it
No,
is
yeah,
still
yeah, I get what you
it is
mean.
still tinny,
I
but
get
the
what you
vocals are
mean.
still amazing.
I get what you mean, but you're talking about pop punk, and then you had bands like Good Charlotte and Sum 41 who were also doing it, but they would, to my mind, they were doing it better. It's just that Blink 182 did
Yeah,
it first.
yeah.
That's all. That's the only difference.
When
And
did Sub 41 drop All Killer No Filler?
oh, I
What
can't
year was that?
remember.
That
We
must
shall
have been like
check. We shall
2002,
check
3.
and flash it up on the screen. But it's
Yeah,
because they let those vocals come out and they let you hear the voice
yeah,
and hear the words. And to me, that's, a key part of any band, really.
yeah.
So we think a solid third position, bronze medal so far. Do we think they're going to stay there?
I think from here, they can only go down. I think they'll stay in. I think this album will stay in the top 50 if we get to do 50 videos. But I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
think it'll
it.
probably just about make it then if we do 50 videos.
Yeah, but I don't think it
No.
will get anywhere near the top 10.
Well,
Nowhere. It'll.
when you bear in mind, without being putting spoilers out for too many people, some of the ones that we've thought about covering, um, this one's just miles behind. It's just miles and
Yeah,
miles behind. I mean, we covered it because it is an iconic album, because of what it represents within the genre. And when you go back
yeah,
and reflect on it, it's got a couple of bangers, but the rest of it is pretty much a bag of shit.
yeah. But what I find with our next like 8 videos, what we've done is we've put all our favorite albums together, and then we've put Enema of the State in there just for a bit of fun.
We had to have a bit of variety, didn't we? Otherwise, people would say you
Yeah,
only do Green Day or stuff like that. I mean, the other stuff that we're covering is quite different, to be fair, but they have been more of the ones that we do listen quite a lot to. And then we think,
yeah,
well, what are the other sort of iconic albums that we can put in that would to show that we are trying to not just cover our favorite albums, really.
What would you like to do next video, or do you want to not tell them?
No, I think we can hold that back, really.
Mystery.
Oh, look at him. He's doing his mystery dance. And I'm a bit scared. I don't know about you guys, but wow, I didn't see that coming. Oh, sorry for a minute. I thought you were going to get Trey Cooler again then. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, it's Slash. Time for a Slash. Oh, Slash butt. Okay. Yes, Slash. Yeah, no Trey this time, just a Slash. So I think with all of this said, I thought I knew it would happen. There's Trey.
All right, for the viewers, did you know that treacle only has one bollock?
There we go. In next week in lessons, I could have learned other musicians missing body parts.
He lost it in a tragic unicycle accident. Dad already
Sounds
knows
like
this because
something
I
from
told.
Spinal Tap. Kids, ask your parents if you don't understand that reference, but it really does. So, right, that's us having had a bit of a deep dive into that one and never getting those hours back. But you know, we do it for you guys. We do it so you don't have to. But with all of that said, I'm Dr. Steve,
I'm Co Junior.
and we will see you
See you
when
when
we
we
see you.
see you.